Hey neighbors, Brent here with your dashboard devotional for the week after Easter. If you were there this past Sunday, you know the cafeteria was filled on Good Friday with just hundreds of us gathering for the best fish we'd ever had in our entire lives. A very meaningful evening of worship, and then of course on Easter morning we filled that cafeteria twice, and just the energy in the room, the expectation that new life would not just come for Easter morning, but would be a new life that all of us could experience from that point forward. If you were there, you know it was an exciting time together. In the life of the church, it is not uncommon for the Sunday after Easter to be one of the lowest Sundays. And that's always surprised me a little bit. I've never understood why we would show up on Easter Sunday so excited, so full of vigor, so ready to celebrate the new life that Christ gives us, and then just 7 days later, go back to life as normal. I want to believe that this Sunday, it stuck. That the new life, the promise that Jesus has made in our lives would draw us back week after week after week, especially this coming Sunday when we're going to be kicking off a new sermon series and spending the next 4 to 5 weeks talking about this upcoming Reach campaign. So many of you have been asking me, when are we going to build? It looks like some trees have been knocked down over there. Does that mean we're about to break ground? Well, those trees have been knocked down for quite some time, but yes, we are getting ready to do something across the street. And this coming Sunday, we're going to have a wonderful announcement given to us by Dr. Ed Robb, our senior pastor for the church. And it's going to be wonderful to hear him as he describes where we believe God is taking not only the Church of Wood Forest, but the Woodlands United Methodist Church as a whole. And there's going to be some information being shared. You will not want to miss it. The next handful of weeks are going to be exciting times in the life of our church. I was kind of encouraged and motivated. This week I had the opportunity to go to the national championship game. I'm a big Michigan fan, and while the game didn't end the way I hoped it would, it was still so exciting to be in the building for that game. But on the way out, I had an interesting experience. We were walking out amongst the huge crowd that was leaving the game, and I walked up behind a gentleman who was wearing a black jacket, and all over the jacket were patches from all of the Final Fours that he had been to. This guy was probably in his 70s, and while there have been 80 Final Fours in the history of NCAA basketball, this guy probably had 30 to 40 patches all over his jacket. And then he had a hat with pins from all of the Final Fours he had attended. And I thought, going to a Final Four for me was a bucket list. It was probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, especially to get to see my beloved Michigan Wolverines playing in the championship game. But this guy had made a commitment, it seems, that year after year after year, he's going to be sure to make the Final Four, no matter where it is. He's having to fly all over the country, probably spent a lot of time and a lot of money to take in all of these games. And as I walked with him, I thought, man, wouldn't it be great if we looked at our Sunday morning worship opportunities the way he looks forward to Final Fours? That maybe we wouldn't just look forward to Easter or just look forward to the big high holy days, but that every Sunday we would have this ongoing, I gotta be there, I gotta be there, I gotta be there. There's a scripture in Hebrews, just a few verses would point out to us. And in the 10th chapter, the writer of Hebrews says this to us. In verse 22, he says, "Let us draw near to God with sincere heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled to cleanse us from a guilty conscience and having our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." The writer of Hebrews is saying the same thing that I'm saying to you this morning. Let's let this past Sunday of Easter be the thing that got us going in a new direction, and with a new trajectory, with a new amount of energy and anticipation of each Sunday morning. I hope that you'll be there this coming Sunday morning. It's going to be, as I said, filled with some wonderful news and a wonderful time of worship together. Can't wait to see you. 9 or 11 there at Stewart Elementary. Have a great week, and God bless you. Take care.